coaching perspective, it must be great to see players that want to lead from within and drive standards from the group. You're seeing it in chats from training and after matches. Boys are really stepping up and talking and saying this isn't good enough sometimes.
Well, I think it's like anything. You always get a split in anybody's thinking on most things, and I think we probably had that a little bit. I'm not saying when I say a split, I don't mean a divided group, but a different way of thinking. So two sides of a coin, so to speak. And I think we had one group of players who were really annoyed with the end of last season, and we had another group of players who probably think, well, we did okay, and then we've just lost the final. And it's which group gains the most momentum. It often decides which way you go. And what you've probably seen over the last month is that the group of players who are going, right, we're going to change things. We're going to be different. We're going to set some new standards. We're going to drive this club forward. We want to achieve bigger things this season. I think that momentum and that way of thinking you can see is driving through the side right here and now. And that's the thing we've got to ride. We've got to ride that wave of being a bit disgruntled by the end of last season. And that means that's beyond just the final. People have got to be careful. They don't just wrap it all up in one result at the end of the year. It's more about probably the way we played and the way we were. And I think that I really want to keep driving that this year, because that will be the key to any success we have.
On to Premiership matters now, and let's start with Wasps last weekend. Obviously, the Dickey injury was the down point, but a lot of positives to come out of that performance, and again showed the real fighting quality of your side. Yeah,
obviously it had the good and it had the bad of us. So I'll start with the bad. So the bad of us was that kind of 12-minute period before half time. So we've worked exceptionally hard. We've done a lot of good things. Yes, we went behind kind of early on, but after that we did a lot of the things we wanted to do. We got good intensity in the game. We created that golden period we're always talking about, and so all of a sudden those two quick tries happen where we create some damage. One of them potentially, fortunately, while the hooker was down. But those are the kind of things that can happen if you're driving the intensity, because we're up on our toes, we're getting to the line out, the ball's in, we're gone, rather than trying to stop and slow down. If one of our guys goes down there for a rest, then the game gets stopped. So, but we're not. We're an intense team and we're getting on with things and we reap the rewards. But then we had 12 minutes where I think both mentally and physically we shut down a little bit. We've talked a lot about that, and because probably at the end of last season, that was one of those issues that reared its head a little bit, that we'd get ourselves into a comfortable position and have a little bit of a mental breather more than anything else. And Wasps took advantage of that, and all of a sudden, bang, there's two tries back. But the good thing was, at half time, there was a real acknowledgement of it that had happened, and we never had that period again in the second half. And for me, that was the crucial thing, because we started the second half by battering away at Wasps' line, didn't get anything other than just making them work hard to defend. They get straight into our half with one piece of play, kick 3 points. That would have been an ideal opportunity for us to decide it wasn't going to be our day and we weren't going to be prepared to work hard. But no, you just watch the lads, they get back, boom, and we control the rest of the game. And we have one or two moments late in the second half where they get into our half, but we never look like giving up anything in defence. We never look like giving up that final score, and we never look like dropping off in our work rate. So that's why I'm very happy that there's no physical issues in our workability, but we have got to be really snappy around this little mental lapse that's often letting the team get back into the game.
London Irish this weekend, Rob. We've seen in recent results they're a side that don't go down without a fight. We've had two tremendous comeback draws. Yes. What do you expect?
That's the thing, because that's the kind of thing that shows that you've got something about you. Because I think, you look at last week, they went ahead, things were going their way, lost to get back in the lead. That again, that's an opportunity for a team to go, it's not our day today. It shouldn't end up like this. But they still fought back, and obviously they have the last shot to win the game again. So I think that shows that they're not going to go away. I think their back five of their scrum made a lot of metres for them. They were difficult to handle on the day. And I think those are some of the things we're going to have to be, like I say, on our mettle about. We're going to have to be prepared to work hard, but also be mentally sharp for big periods of this game if we want to kind of create a period where we can stay on top of them, but also make sure there's not a period where they get on top of us.
In a strange kind of way, after this weekend, we're a quarter of the way through the season already. What's your assessment now, having gone 5-6 weeks into the season now? Are you pleased?
A little bit will depend on Saturday, if I'm honest with you. I think a home game, I'd be disappointed for us to lose another home game. We've done very well away from home. Obviously, the Worcester result was great, but I think on the day probably wasn't the strongest Worcester side, and we hit a bit of a purple patch. We weren't great in the first 15 minutes, but then we hit a real purple patch. And I think this is probably the game that's going to say whether we're above or whether we're kind of on target or behind target, because it doesn't take a genius to work out that if you look back on other seasons, over kind of the 22 game period, top 4, it's 65, 70 points onwards. Top 2, you've got to be thinking around the high 70s, 80s. There's 2 more games now. If we get a quarter of the way through the season and we've got 20 points or 19 points, we're bang on target. If you're underneath that, so if we only end up with 15 points, times it by 4, you get 60. Our season will have to improve from now on. So, there are some things you've got to be very aware of, and at the moment, to stay bang on target, we need to win.